Hi guys. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, today we will not have Eclipse. Hello? Okay. Sorry, today we will not have Eclipse. So please bear with me. I will not be able to show you something like packages. Today we are going to cover packages, so I won't be able to show you with examples. So today will be a theoretical class, mostly a theoretical class. Okay. So the system that I have Eclipse on, for some reason it's not coming up. So let's just talk about tomorrow. Once I get that system back up, tomorrow we will discuss about. I'll show you an example of package. Okay. Okay. Um, okay. You guys know that you have to send the exercises, and you guys noted my email ID properly, right? I received only two exercises from two people. So just send me an email ID. This is my email ID. I repeat again. You send all your exercises to my email ID. And you guys have till Saturday. Okay? I need to correct on Sunday, right? So I need to take a look if they are correct or not. Okay? Just to see if you guys are going in the right direction or not. Sure, Brenda. Hi, Lata. What's up? I think I received two people's email. I didn't really see Kavita and yeah, I did. But it was only one exercise that I received from you, right? Nagalata, is that you? Okay, yeah, I received only one. Yeah, that's fine, Kavita. That's fine. Anything is fine. I just wanted to see if you guys are Okay, let's move forward. Let's talk about packages. Okay? So what is package? Normally in plain English, what do you think of a package?
Related classes, like collection of classes.
Mm-hmm. No, in plain English. Yeah, collection of classes, whatnot, okay. But in just plain English, what do you think?
Collection of something like...
Package is nothing but something grouped together, like collection of. And yes, in Java, a package is a group of similar type of classes or interfaces. Okay, and package in Java can be categorized into two forms, like built-in package and user-defined package. Okay, so there are many built-in packages in our Java, in Java, like such as lang folder, awt dot in util, IO, input output. Like we will have something like AWT, AWT, util, lang. All these are inbuilt Java packages. Inbuilt Java packages. Underneath it, we will have multiple classes. Like for example, under lang we have system in class, that where we use for system.out.print, right? System string is part of lang class, okay? And util, you will have array list, utilities, you will have array list, all the collections mostly, okay? Util, while we go through Selenium, you will be seeing like how we are importing these a lot. Okay. And like that, like we have a couple of other classes in AWT. These are called user-defined packages. So Java, what are the advantages of package? Like whenever you try to sort something, let's say like in just normal day-to-day life, or like if you try to create some documents, let's say you try to create some documents on your system. Okay. Whenever you try to create a document, let's say you created a document called test1, or let's say class1, let's talk about exercise. You guys are doing these exercises, so let's talk about exercise. So you might have saved this exercise dot txt, right? Notepad is txt, and Word, let's say you have dot doc. Okay. In the same way, if you try to save exercise 1.doc, it will kind of throw you an error, right? Like one more time. Let's say you try to name the exercises that I gave you in Java as exercise 1, and let's say you try to name the exercise that I gave in Selenium as exercise 1. Okay, but because you already have an exercise 1.doc, you cannot name it again as exercise 1.doc. In that situation, what can we do? What would you do?
Give different number.
Yes, either you give a different number or you try to keep them in a folder, right? So that there is no name clashing. You will keep this in Java folder. You will create a new folder, or you will keep this in Selenium folder. So like that, these folders are nothing but packages. Okay. So packages are used to categorize the classes and interfaces so that it can be easily maintained. Okay. So you can give the same name to the class. You cannot give the same name in the same package, but you can give it in a different package, right? So Java package provides access protection also. That is where access modifiers will come into picture. Okay. And Java package removes naming collision. Okay. And Java package will remove naming collision. So that's what Java is used to categorize the class. Let's say tomorrow in Selenium you're trying to write some some scripts for login, some scripts for registration, some scripts for, let's take Facebook. Facebook, you have login, you have registration, and let's say you have profile, right? Profile related activity. So it's better to create in login package and registration package, and then you will have profile package, right? In that similar way, you can name those packages, and beneath that you can keep all these classes. Okay, beneath that you can keep all these classes. So how do you create a package? Nothing but with just package. If you have Eclipse, like normally if you try to right click on your program in your project folder, right click, and you will see option to create package. Do you guys see? You guys have Eclipse on your system, right? Okay, right click. Can someone who has an Eclipse, can they drive me? I will talk you. Can you drive? I will talk through so that I can show real-time examples. We will share your screen. Okay. Who has Eclipse open right now? Okay. For Kanakadurga, let me assign it. Let me make you presenter. Can you share your screen, please? Thank you. So far we have been creating in our package. So now in our source folder, click on, place your mouse on the source folder. Kankaduka, let me take control. Can you please pass me the control? Okay, see here, let's say we will have new package. Okay, new package. So in there, let's try to create one package called pack1. And always remember packages should be named in lowercase. Okay, so start it. It's not that Java is going to work or not work. It's just a better practice. That's what they do. Okay, pack1. See, so when you create pack1, and let's create a class in here. So you will create a class called test1 in here, and then I can create finish. So this is how you will be named package. So the package keyword is used to create a package in Java. Package keyword is used to create a package in Java. Okay, this is how a package will be created. So packages are nothing but multiple different folders, okay, where you can store all the related classes, all the test cases related to login you can store. Source folder is where like you will have all your working like programs that you have written that will be visible. Okay. Source folders is by default. Whenever you create a project, that's what source folder will have. Okay, that is where you will be writing our programs. Okay. So now that is how packages will be created. Let's say you want to import something, you want to access package from another package. You want to access a package. Sorry. No, how do you? Okay.
Hi Kamala, Kavita here. Just wanted to know that how do we start with the new project? So we'll do new project, then we'll create a package inside that, then the classes, right?
Yes.
That's how we do it?
Yes. A project, let's say you will create Java project, right?
Okay,
Then let's
okay.
Selenium test case. This is how you will be writing.
Yeah, yes.
Right? Selenium scripts, something
Yeah.
like that. Okay? So you will finish this, and then you will be able to then see source folder. By default it will be created. That is where all your working classes will be. Then in here you're going to create package. You're going to start with, let's say, login package. Okay, or you're starting with home page. You will create all the test cases related to home page underneath it. Okay.
Okay.
Source folder is by default, that's Eclipse. Okay. And then
Okay.
like if you try to see the source project, like you will properties and see in your workspace, your project, you will see something else too, not just source folder, you will see other folders too. This is where you will write your scripts, but the binary folders will be in the folder as well. Okay. Just see in this workspace SC like that. Okay. So moving on, packages. So is everyone clear what the package is? Okay. So now let's say I created, let me create another package. Sorry, you should always try to which anyways we just created. Let's delete it. Always try to create the package name in lowercase. That's just the Java best practice. Okay. New part 2. Let's say I'm trying to create another class. Now I can create another class called test1 with no issues. Okay, with no issues. But if I try to create in the same package, it's going to show me an error saying type already exists. It will not allow me. Right? It will say type exists. So now let's say you wanted to use a class that is already existing in another package. Okay, let's say you wanted to do that. Let's use pack1. Let's use pack1. In this set, let's take out main class for now, and let's say public void test method. Okay, and then I'm going to say system dot out dot println hello. Okay, and in here okay, and then let me create new class in here. So let's not use test1 because you might get confused with the same naming thing. So test2, and let's say like this. So now let's create an object. Let's create an object for that class, for the class that was created for the test1 class. Okay, so let's create an object. Here we will say test1 object equals to new test1. Okay, now you did this. Now let's say you wanted to create object dot. What is the method that we created in here? Test. Why is that method not showing up? It's not showing up, right? Because that means it's not calling that class here. It's not calling that object class here. So what you have to do to import that, what you have to do for now, let's say import pack dot, let's call asterisk for now. I'll explain what asterisk is, what something is. Object, now if you say object dot, this is a test method. Oh, it's getting confused. Delete this for now. I'll re-explain later. Delete that so that there is no confusion also. Object dot test. Okay, object dot test. This is how I will be importing. So this is how I use that particular test method. Let's say for now if I try to delete that. Now because earlier test1 also existed in that class, it did not throw any error. Now it's going to throw me an error also, like if the class did not exist. So, I mean, because I created an object from some class, but that class does not exist in that package. So it's going to throw me an error saying import test1 from package1 or create a class test1. So our aim is we already have the test1. So just get that from there. So when you get that from there, it's going to automatically import package1.test1. So when you say import package1.test1, you're specifically importing that particular class folder from that particular package. Okay? If you say import.asterisk, what does that mean? If you have another class, let's say let's create another class here called test3. Okay. Sorry. I need to create in here. Let's take out this for now and say pack1 dot test1. Okay. And then in here, let's create an object with test3 object 1 equals to new test3. Okay. Now it's going to throw me an error because we only imported. Okay, I imported. You might think, okay, I imported the package. Why did it not get test3? Because you only imported test1 class from package, right? So if you know, it will ask you to import test3 also. Let's say if you have done that already by saying just dot asterisk. Okay, now it will not throw an error. Okay, so to import everything, you have to use dot asterisk. Okay, package name dot asterisk. If you want to, if you know specific class, it's always better to import that particular specific class because multiple inbuilt Java classes might have multiple classes in it. Sorry, inbuilt packages might have predefined packages might have multiple classes in it. Even in Selenium, we might have multiple classes in it. So it's better to import what we need. But in case if you are importing, let's say 10 different classes from that same package, it's always good to import dot asterisk. Okay. So that's the asterisk dot asterisk. You have all the classes and all the interfaces of that package accessible. Okay. And if you say package name dot class name, you will have that particular package and that particular specific class name you will be using. Okay. So let's say you do not want to import. Import is a keyword that is used to get something from different packages that is not existing in your package right now. Okay. Yes, but it is confusing, right? It is confusing which one you are calling, which object you are calling. I'm coming to there only. Hold on. It's confusing, right? Okay. Now let's say you do not want this import. With import, you can get what you want to. But let's say you are not using import at all. Okay. In that situation, what we will do normally is, right, we have to specify what package it belongs to. Pack1 dot test. Okay, and pack1 dot test. So that means it gets that particular one from that particular package. Okay, in the same way you can call different names also, but normally naming convention better to use different names, right? If at all you are trying to use the same class, normally you will not be using login something and again login something, right? So like that. Okay, if at all you are using, just name it like this. Okay. So this is what package is. This is how package is. The package, we will to import another some class from particular package, you will use a keyword called import. You will use the keyword called import. Okay, if at all you want that particular class folder, how will you say? You will say import package dot that particular class name. If at all you are importing everything, it's going to be package import dot asterisk. Okay, package import dot asterisk. Okay, these are called packages. Okay, uh, any other questions so far? Sorry, Kanika Durga, I had to take over your system. Really sorry about that, but always I prefer showing and explaining. Theoretically, it doesn't make sense for me. So, is everyone clear about packages? Like that only, once we download jar files, like Selenium jar files in our project, we will try to import that particular jar folders. Okay? Any other questions? Is everything clear? Is everyone clear with packages? Hello? Is everyone able to hear me? Okay. Please answer me, okay? Sometimes I might think the net connection have gone or something like that. Please answer me, okay? Any other questions? Or is everything good? Okay. Now let's talk about this keyword usage in Java before we move on to access modifiers. In Java, we can use this keyword, like sometimes we will be calling this keyword. This is nothing but a reference variable that refers to the current object. Okay. This keyword is a reserved keyword in Java, and it can be used to refer current class instance variable. This can be used to invoke current class constructor. Okay, and this can be used to invoke current class method also implicitly. Okay, it refers to the current class instance variable. Instance variable means object variable. Okay, so this keyword can also be used to can be passed as an argument also in the constructor call. Let's see what this keyword is. Okay, let's see with an example. Let's go back to let's create a new class to avoid confusion. Integer, I'm just creating two variables called integer ID and string name. And let's say I'm writing something now. Tell me what that is, what I am writing. Okay. What did I write now? Correct. It's a constructor. It matches the name of the class. Right? Constructor with arguments. What is this type of constructor? What is this called? This is default construct, parameterized constructor. Correct. Good job. So let's write one void. New txt1 and let's pass one and some name this one. Okay. You guys can correct me. I was giving txt2. Where is txt2? We didn't even have any class in there. Right? So please feel free to correct me. Okay, sometimes at the same time I'll be speaking and writing it, so I can do some mistakes. So please feel free to correct me. Okay? How come you don't have console? Okay. Anyway, just let me run this. Just run this. Okay, here it is. 0 and null. Why? Why 0 and null? You gave the data. Okay, you gave the data, but it did not take it. Why? You passed the data when you are in parameter. You parameterize the constructor and you were passing the variables here. But how come it did not take it? Why? Because here the instance variables are same. The parameter and the instance variables are same. Okay, so it's not distinguishing between. It is not distinguishing between the instance variable and the parameters. Here I gave ID equals to ID, name equals to name. In case if you want to use the same naming convention, normally in previous one of the example, what did I say? I or N, something like that, right? I did not use the same to same. So here if you say this dot ID or this dot name. So, and if you execute now, run as Java dot. See, now it executes correctly because the parameters and the instance variables are the same here. So it's not understanding what you are telling it to do. So in that situation, to distinguish between the local variable and the instance variable, you can use this keyword. Okay, you can use this keyword. Okay, if local variables and if the local variables and instance variables were different, you didn't have to use the local keyword. But in case if you want to use the same name, like in that situation, that's when you have to use this keyword. Let me repeat, to differentiate between the local variable and the instance variable. The instance variable is the object variable. So to differentiate that, you should have written like this. Let's say it would have not been required if you would have said id equals to I and name equals to n. Let's say in one previous example I used like this, right? So in case if you have written like this, you wouldn't have the need to write this keyword. But that is the scenario where you have to use this keyword in case if you need it at the variable level. Okay. Now let's say if I executed this, it will run properly. It will not just pass the default values. What error?
We have to change, I think, I and N. And then
Thank you. Thank you. Here I didn't change this one. Thanks so much. Please correct me like that, okay? Sometimes I might not. We'll change it somewhere and I forget, so just please correct. Okay, IN, that's one. So this keyword is used to differentiate between what is local variable and what is the instance variable. This keyword always is used against that instance variable. Okay, like we used it here. Okay, so any other questions at variables level? Do you have any questions where that this keyword is used? Excuse me. Okay, moving on. You can also, this keyword can also be used to invoke current class method. Current class method. Let's see. Let's say, let's create class method void one. Void s2. Let's call that method. Let's say, how do we call that method? We just call like this, right? S1 like this. Okay, we call like that. Okay. Now let's say we created a object ex2 o equals to new th2. Okay, in O dot. Now, what are the methods available right now? Like as part of this, we have S1 and S2, right? S1 and S2. So if you call like this, test method is invoked. This is correct only. Let's say we have one more method called S3. Okay, in your calling, what is it? S2 here. See, it called, this one also is correct. So you can also use S2. I mean, let's say you don't need to add this here, but in case if you want to add this dot S1 also, it will be functional properly only. Like you are just referring to the invoke the current class method. You're just trying to invoke the current class method. That's what I just wanted to show you. So even without this dot also it will work. But even if you try to call this also, it will work. I mean, this also it will work. It's just going to invoke the current class method, instance method. That's it. Okay. So you may invoke the method of the current class by using this keyword. If you don't use this keyword, also compiler will automatically add it in the back. Okay, that's how those methods were called. When you're calling a method within a method in the same class, that's how compiler adds it. That's what I wanted to show you. Okay, so that's how that.
Kamala, in this one, we have not called yet the S2, right? S2 method.
We did right here.
Yeah, S2 method is called here, but we did not create a instance for object for S3 so that we can call, it can automatically call S2 and S2 call S1 so that we can get a repeat.
Yeah, one second. S2. I just wanted to show you like with this it will work, without this it will work. S3. Okay.
Yeah. So one more question. Can we do the same thing with the constructor also or no?
I'm going to explain that.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is construct. Okay, let me explain. Basically what I wanted to show you was with this also or without this also, in background, though you haven't added this when you're calling the same this method within the same class, it will add this keyword. Okay. So when you invoke the method of the current class, by we can use this keyword. If not also, that's fine. But I just wanted to tell you how it works in the background for when you're calling that particular method. This is specifically saying this current class behavior. Okay. So this keyword can be passed as argument also in the constructor call. Okay. Like this keyword can be passed as argument in the constructor call. And also where will we use this keyword in the constructor call? So this constructor call should be used to reuse the constructor in the constructor. Okay, reuse the constructor in the constructor. How will we do that? At constructor level, how will we do? Let's see. This keyword example 3. Okay. Let's say here, write integer id, string name, okay, instance id. Okay, and then I'm going to write a constructor. So tx1 parameter is tx3. Sorry. tx3 integer id string name 8, and then this dot id equals to id, and this dot name equals to name. Okay, now I'm going to write another constructor by calling tx3 with the 3 parameters: integer id, string name, what was the other one? String pp. Okay, so now let's say, because I already have use this id equals to id so and so. In this situation, I will just set this id comma name. I don't need to reinitialize the id and name again. I know no need to initialize the id and name again. I can use this keyword. So this will be used. In constructor call, how will we use this is, it is used to reuse the constructor in the constructor. Okay, it maintains the chain between the constructors. That is, like it is used for constructor chaining. Okay, so now let's say, and then for what I have to write, I did not use city at the top, right? City equals to city. Okay, and where did this come from? Oh, constructor got typed here. Okay, so then let's create void display and say system dot out dot println id plus name plus city. It's taking time for me to type because I'm controlling concurrent system, right? So ID, name, city, everything correct, right? Okay. So in here we are going to say in here let's create TEX3 O1 equals to new TEX3. Call the one with 2 parameters. Call the constructor with 2 parameters. 1 and x1. Okay. And then TEX3 O2 equals to new TEX3 1 sorry. Let's put 2 comma test1 test2 comma city, right? VA. And why is this? Yeah, thank you. I was just asking the question. Thank you so much. Okay. Now let's say O1 dot display. O2 dot display. Now it will execute properly. So in constructor, this can be used in constructor this way. Like reuse the constructor in the constructor again. Okay. You can also sometimes pass this as an argument in the constructor call, but that I don't want to mention. It causes confusion. Till here, mostly we will be using. Other scenarios I'm just not going to mention. This is the usage of this keyword in Java. Okay. So always this keyword refers to the current class instance variable. Current class instance variable. Okay. So at variable level, we use it in the scenario that I explained in T example 1. At method level, though we don't write it or not, the compiler will in the background, it will use this like that when you're calling a method in a method from the same class. Okay. At constructor level, you don't need to reinstantiate again here. So you can just say this ID, comma, name. Okay. This is about this keyword in Java. Any other questions before I move on to access modifiers? Okay. Let's talk about.
I just have.
Sure.
Kamala, I have one question. In this one, like we are creating for the, I'm just confused with the method and constructor difference. So just one question for that. In this one, like we can call once we have create an instance of a method or a constructor. Can we call the method again and again, or and the constructor cannot be called like that? We always have to create an instance of it. Is that like that? I don't know. I'm confused.
No, what is the purpose of the constructor?
To create an instance of an object, right? Instance for the class.
Object is an instance of the class. To feed the object, that is the purpose of the constructor. Method is not that, right? Method explains the functionality of an object. Method
Okay. So that's
method is only constructor is only used to feed an object, pass the data into an object. Method is explaining what an object will do. Okay, there is difference between a method and a constructor.
Okay.
Method is nothing but you are explaining how an object will behave.
Okay.
Constructor is
so
nothing
like
but,
in this one we are saying it will display.
Yeah. To constructor is like it's just how the name, like for example, what is the object O1? Let's consider this is a class of 15 students. Okay, you are trying to say their name. How will it be displayed on the board? Let's say you're going to give the roll number, the name, and city in here. The method display is the method. These are constructors. You're feeding the data into those constructors. You have to feed it somehow, right, to the object. How will I say like, oh, 1 equals to like so and so? I cannot give like that. It's just the feeding part of the constructor. I mean, with constructor, you feed data into an object. With method, you explain the behavior of that particular object. Okay? That's the main difference. That's the main difference in constructors. Constructor's main point is you just need to feed the data. That's it. Okay? How you perform, that's what we explain with methods. Okay?
Method. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Then now let's talk about access modifiers. Are you guys ready to listen about access modifiers, or is it too much for today? Okay. Everyone, is it okay, right? I can go with access modifiers, or you want me to stop it?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. Let's go. Access modifiers. There are two types. There are access modifiers. Not two types. Let's say. Okay, nice. Sure. Okay, I'll just write it in here. For now, just ignore the errors. Okay, access modifiers in Java normally specifies the accessibility of a variable, method, constructor, or a class. Okay, there are 4 types of access modifiers. They are private, default. Default means that you don't need to specify anything. Okay, protected, and public. These are the 4 access modifiers in Java access modifiers. Access modifiers means it specifies the accessibility, the scope of that particular variable, the particular method, that particular class. Okay, so private access modifier is nothing but the private access modifier. Whenever you use private means like it is only accessible within that particular class. It is only accessible within that particular class. Let's say in here, for example, let's create a new example. What are the access modifiers? Example. So in here, I'm going to say private integer b equals to, I'm just initializing 40, let's say. Okay, and say I want to create method also. Private void message and then say system dot out dot println okay, let's say I have written like this. Correct only, right? So now these are private. Whenever this is private is nothing but an access modifier. Public also is an access modifier. I have written like this. So let's say let's write another class. Here, take out this. Let's write another class access modifier example. Okay. Okay. And in here, I'm just going to say I'm creating an object of example 1. Okay, example 1 O1 equals to O1 equals to new A example 1. Because it's in the package itself, those classes I don't need to import. Okay, and system dot out dot print ln, and let's say I'm going to print out the data O1 dot O1 dot. It's not even going to give me. Okay, but let's say I'm trying to forcibly do this. Oh, that's message, right? Oh, 1 second. The one it's called message. Sorry. O1 dot message. I'm just going to say message here. Okay, or I'm just going to call that variable, the object variable O1 dot d. It's not going to allow me because see, if I mouse over, change the visibility of d to package. Like it's asking me to change the visibility. It's not even presenting me if I try to write O1 dot d something like that. But let's say if I do the same thing here. O1 dot, see, now D is available. If I use it in the same class because I have given private. So private access modifier is accessible only within the class. Within the class only it is accessible. Okay. Anything that you have given private is only accessible within the class. Why is it throwing an error? Yeah, that's fine just for now. But at least it showed you. Okay. O1 dot D something like that. So it's only accessible within the class. Private is only accessible within the class. Even if you try to like use the another class in the same package also, it's not going to allow you to use it. Okay. And the next one is default access modifier. The default access modifier means like whenever you say something, let's say here, don't mention anything like differentiate dt equals to 30. Okay. Like, don't mention anything. Don't mention any access modifier. That is default. Now if you try to call here O1 dot O1 dot dt. See, it is available. That means default access modifier. Like if you do not specify anything, that is called default access modifier. And default modifier is only accessible only within the package. It's only accessible within the package. Okay. Just remember, it is only accessible within the package default. So that means, let's say you have called in a different package. Let's call this one. This one is in pack 1, right? So in this class you have pack. Where is it? Let's create here. What's it called? It automatically imported. If you copy and paste, it automatically gets imported. Okay, see, I didn't do, but that's a good thing about Eclipse, having an IDE. Okay, like I said, Eclipse will be your best friend. It will do like 1/4% of the job for us. Okay, so now if I say O1 dot, see, it's not available because it's only accessible within the package. Default means it's only accessible within the package. Then the next one is protected. Protected access modifier is accessible within the package and outside the package, but through inheritance only. Okay? Like you have to extend it. Let's say, which one was our example? Yes. Let's say in here, I'm going to say something called protected. And then I specify protected void M1 method. And I'm going to specify something. Just leave it. Okay, let me write something. System out println. Okay. Now let's use in this package. In our package, let's call, we already created an object, O1 dot, what was the method that we created? What was the method? M1. See, it's not available. It is not available. So let's go back to our test2 method, and in here, let's say you already imported that package, but in here, let's say test2 extend test2, class test2 extends example 1. Okay. Now, if I write O1 dot. I wrote in A example EX1. Okay. One second. I gave protected only, right? Protected. This one is switching. Protected. Public class. Public class AES1. Private. One so. And protected. Void. M1. And then so and so. Now I created an object. Which where is it? Pack2. We got pack1 dot AES. We imported it. Then I created an object. Right? Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Test 2. Because I didn't have my system, I'm like handicapped today. Test test 2. O1. Thank you so much. See, good job. Good job, Sirisha. Test 1 dot O2 equals to new test 2. I have to create that object, right? First of all, and because it belongs to this class. O2 dot N1. So now it is accessible. But let's say I did not extend it at all. Just let me show without extend. It will throw me an error saying create that method so and so. But if I have extend, which one? Where is that? AEX1, right? AEX1 will not throw me an error. So protected access modifier is accessible within package but outside the package, but only through the maintenance. And also remember, protected access modifier can be applied on the variable, method and constructor. Okay, it cannot be applied on a class level. You cannot write protected for a class. I mean, protected. Let's say if I have to write to protected, will not allow me. At class level, you cannot write protected. You can write default at class level, but you cannot write protected at class level. Even when you are trying to create a class from here, it will show you that only public and package are available. Private is not available, protected is not available. Okay, so protected can be only accessible for can only be written for a variable and methods and constructors. Okay, but normally we don't need that in Selenium, but in general you need to understand. And public access modifier is nothing but it is accessible for everyone. It is accessible for everyone. It has widest scope among all the other modifiers. So what are the access modifiers? Private, default, protected, and public. So private means it is only accessible. Where did we write? In which example did we write? Somewhere commented out, right? In which example? EXP. So private means it is accessible at class level. It is accessible within class. Okay. Within package, is it accessible within package? Private? No. No. at package, okay, and then outside package, obviously it is not accessible, okay, and default, is it accessible within class? Accessible within class, and then the other one is default is accessible within the class, and is that accessible within the package? Yes, right? Yes, for package level. Okay, and is it accessible outside package? No, outside package. Okay, then comes protected. Protected, is it accessible within the class? Yes, within class, and within class it is accessible, right? Protected. Anything will be accessible within the class only, right? But any modifier is accessible within the class. Like the next one is it accessible within package? Yes, within package. And is it accessible outside package?
Yes, through inheritance.
Yes, yes. It is not accessible, but if you inherit, it is accessible. Right?
Yes.
It
Okay.
is accessible within the package and outside the package, but only through inheritance. Okay? Remember that. Public is accessible within package, outside class, everywhere. Right? So these are the access modifiers. Protected can only be used at variable level, method level, and constructor level. Okay? So these are called access modifiers in Java. So with this, we will complete our today's class. And thanks a lot, Kanakadurga, once again. Okay, thanks a lot, Kanakadurga. And this is what about all the access modifiers. Tomorrow, we will learn about exceptions. But that's why I had to wait for the packages to be done so that I can explain better with the access modifiers. Okay, have a good night, everyone. See you guys tomorrow, and remember, don't forget the deadline for the exercise is Saturday, and please should just try to attempt at least, okay, so that I can understand. Okay, we will start. Let's see how exception class goes tomorrow. Based on that, we will see if we will start Selenium on Monday. If not, we will just go. We will complete exceptions and then move on. Okay. Good night. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.